Chicago spans over 4,000 miles of roads, streets that for over 68,000 people are the only home left. But in one of America's most powerful cities, it doesn't take much for them to go unseen. Every year, more than 47 million people in the United States face hunger. In Chicago, economists have referred to the ongoing struggle as a public health crisis. ShyCare's vans travel the streets of Chicago daily, bringing hope to people who need it more than ever. Their mission is a reminder that the American dream is not promised, but something that's fought for. By taking the fight directly to the streets where it matters, ShyCare is ensuring that even the lost and broken have a chance of reaching their vision of an American dream. One in 5 households already face food insecurity in the city, with the issue being much worse for those living on the streets. It's a question that must constantly be asked. Why is there one of the worst hunger crises for such a powerful metropolis?
At ShyCare, we don't wait for people to come to us. We meet them where they are on the streets. Since 2020, we've been on a mission to provide warm meals, clean water, and essential supplies to those who need them the most.
While the plan was initially 50 meals a week, ShyCare has delivered 1 million meals across Chicago. Here's how they do it.
National Homelessness Awareness Month is the month of November, and what it means to us is kind of everything, right? We live in Chicago, we have to take care of our city. What we're always told is if you want to build a better community, you start from the ground up. And that literally means all the people who are dealt with this unfairness right now, living on the streets or shelters, that's our responsibility.
How ShyCare started for me was I became one of the youngest board members at our mosque, and my main thing was the youth. Was to mentor the youth because while I was young, I didn't have a mentor. So my main focus was to mentor the youth. So the first thing that I went out with was to feed the homeless. These young youth at the time were probably like 15, 16, 17, and they usually just complain about life. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys something. Let's just do something. I had all of them, give me some money, from $10 to $20. And I kind of matched them, and we went out. I think our first meal was like $600 worth of food. We got together and put it in packages, and we went out to the city, and that's how ShyCare started for me.
This is the heart of ShyCare, the warehouse where supplies are gathered, routes are planned, and vans are loaded to serve the city daily. Every day, volunteers arrive to load the vans, preparing for the routes ahead. On certain occasions, partnering organizations will assist with the routes.
This is the loading area, but it's always busy because we don't really have many days off. We're always up and running. But typically, this is where all the stuff comes in and goes out. We're stacked up with water ready to go for the week. Probably get rid of all this water just in 1 week. We have tents up there. We have snack packs that just basically, while we pass out meals, we pass out snacks as well. So they have a warm meal, plus they have snacks to eat later on as well if they get hungry. We have underwear, thermals, blankets, heaters. This is like a main priority, especially in winter. We have these heaters that go out so people don't freeze to death. We have jackets. Bombas is one of our sponsors, but we get two types of socks. We have winter socks and then Bombas. Most of the time we pass out new stuff. It's very rare that we accept blankets and jackets. We'll do a few drives just the whole year, but we want to make sure we get them good, working, clean, quality items to the people living on the streets. It's kind of like a kit from Zagat Chicago It's really cool. They have a jacket in there, gloves, hats, socks. They help out a lot on these events and for distribution. So they're a very good partner as well. Feminine hygiene products.
Correct.
You know, we're out there on the streets, and while we pass out food, we notice, hey, there's a lot of women out there. So we do feminine hygiene products as well, and take care of the women, all the women's needs as well. We've got shoes that we pass out, so we have a lot of donors that give us shoes as well. So we pass out different types of shoes, kids' shoes, all the way to adult shoes. In winter, we'll switch them up to boots. Brand new boots, you guys, you know?
We actually encourage them, hey, take the boot and try it on in real time. If it's not a fit, give it back and we'll swap it out with, hopefully, a size in stock.
You know, I just want to really say, man, I really appreciate everybody who volunteers, all the organizations that come out. Shy Care is just not, it's like an umbrella, right? We got all these beautiful organizations working together finally. In this field, there's no competition, you know? So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to the restaurant. So every Sunday we go get fresh food prepared every morning, every route morning. And right now we're going to Mr. Gross in Rosemont. We're gonna go pack up food and then prepare for the route. And from there we're gonna go start our route. As soon as we have the food, our mission is active. Meaning, even if we're going to our first stop and we see somebody in need, we're gonna stop and take care of them.
People go through a lot of stuff in life, but once they get on this van, it changes their mindset.
And we have to do that.
These are all the meals that are going to be going out today. We're going to pack them up, but these are the meals that are going to go out today. Isaac, you want to? This is an example right here.
Yeah.
So fresh food made every morning. When you come volunteer with Shy Care, you have to eat the food too. You can't just pass out. You have to. I wear the clothes. I eat the food. So even the food that you pass out, you should eat the food that you're passing.
I feel wrong.
No, you think it's wrong. Trust me, it's opposite.
Okay.
You should be eating the same food that you're passing out.
Shy Care partners with local restaurants like Mr. Brost, who not only supports the mission, but also donates extra food for the routes. Volunteers come from all walks of life, with a strong emphasis on children, learning the importance of empathy for their community.
A lot of organizations won't have people work, unless you're 18 or something like that. We literally had kids over here at the age of 4, 5, 6 helping us out. There's so many. There's another girl named Zola. Shout out to Zola. Okay? A young 10, 11-year-old girl when she first started. And she is the heart of our organization because her and her father were out feeding the homeless and they saw our van. And you know what? They saw the van again. And that's when the father, Adam, came out and reached out to us, and they've been die-hard volunteers, maybe a couple years now.
Yep.
They go out every other week with us, no matter what. And for some reason, if they can't go out, that little girl was gonna get mad at me and her father.
Yes.
As the van approaches the first stop, it appears as if nobody is there.
You guys checked over there?
Yeah, there's no.
People in homeless camps not only live in hunger, but contend with fear of losing their belongings or a place to sleep at any time. Often, Shy Care volunteers leave food when they can't hand it off directly.
People who are experiencing homelessness are also out working. So they'll come back and, at least they got some meal or something like that too as well.
However, at another stop, people are excited to see the Shy Care vans and quickly collect around the volunteers to receive food. For many, the vans have become a symbol of hope. At the shelter, a disabled asylum seeker from the West Bank refuses to let his own hardship stop him. Despite missing a leg, he spreads the word when Shy Care arrives, sometimes even delivering meals himself to those who can't come.
There's so much stuff going on in the world, and
I tell people, why don't you start over here? Why are you thinking so far? And yeah, take care of people, donate wherever you want to in the world as well, you know? I support taking care of anybody, but if you're real about it, you gotta start right here. You gotta start right here, right at home. And if you're not starting here, I mean, you got some big dreams, but why not start right here? You know, why not just start in the back streets and go out there and get your feet wet, right?
Chicagoans pass the skyline daily, but just behind them on Rubel Street, a tent city remains unseen.
So these are the stories that you guys don't see. You guys might see people as drug abusers, as alcoholics, and be like, oh, you know what? He's just a drug addict. Well, I'm not gonna give him money. Well, you know what? That drug addict has a story. They all have stories, and that's just one story. There are normal people like me and you. Just they didn't have family support. And honestly, if you know, there could have been a time in my life when I didn't have family support. I could have been on the street also.
That's the one thing I don't like, man. I have to like defend people sometimes of saying, why are you helping these type of people and this and that? I'm like, first of all, you don't know who's on what or who's doing what. There's a lot of people who have no alcohol,
Yes.
drugs, a lot of people. Even we have a lot of questions where people ask us, who do you guys serve? Do you guys look at these people or that people? We're like, look, a human being in a struggle on the streets is a human being in a struggle on the streets. It's as simple as that.
We want to grow, we want to reach more people, we want to create lasting change in Chicago. We can't do it alone, we always need help. Whether it's from volunteers, donors, or just people spreading the word. We believe together we can build a better Chicago where nobody goes hungry.